Welcome back to the Crypto Report, everybody. I am Crypto Kip. Today, guys, there is some upward price movement on Bitcoin and the crypto space. Why? Because it looks like a golden cross is forming. Guys, I need to explain to some newcomers out there, maybe some of you guys that just need to be fresh on what a golden cross is, what it is, and we got to talk about the significance of it, especially at this time in the market. We're going to look at some historical information about it, see what some of the media is saying about it right now, and really see exactly where we're at. Now, this is not financial advice, this is my opinion, but I'm also going to look at altcoins, guys. I think that CRO has absolutely been doing a spectacular job rallying up. We got to talk about Crypto.com's CRO and some other altcoins right now because these crypto markets have been greedy lately. Bitcoin has been going up. It could continue, especially with this golden cross. But how likely is it? We got to look at all the facts, guys. The other piece, possibly the most important piece to this video that you're going to want to stick around for, is talking about the next FOMC meeting. Fed rates are going to be changing at some point again in the future. Is this next FOMC meeting going to be an increase? Is it going to be a pause in the rate hikes? Or is it going to be officially a decrease in the rate hikes? And what can we expect in the future? All these things, guys, I want to cover for you so you can get an idea of where not only the crypto market is, the traditional market as well, and just the general investing sentiment out there. Guys, it's a Monday. I hope everybody had a wonderful weekend. Let's get in. Let's look at what's going on. Good morning. Good morning, Club Crow. Good morning, Cryogenics. Good morning, John. Thanks for joining us, guys. So right now, overall market cap is up, and we'll take a peek at the chart there in a second. But trending today, Polygon and Dogecoin trending. Greedy still is where we're at for this crypto market. The Fear and Greed Index at 72 this morning for good reason because Bitcoin's back above 34K, well above 34K. Now, we'll take a peek at the specific chart for Bitcoin in a second here. But the story is guys, is that the previous weekly candle closed green, closed in between 33 and 35K. And so that's exactly the range we're trading in now. And now the question is this FOMC meeting either going to drive us down, off of that 35K resistance, or are we going to break out before the FOMC meeting? Is this golden cross the signal for the bull market getting triggered? All good questions, all things to explore. Ethereum looking at $1,800 and $1,820 right now. Everything's doing well. Again, the story is Bitcoin's going up, and so altcoins are also doing pretty well right now. Cardano's pumping pretty big today, up 2%, 14% over the last 7 days. Doge is trending. I don't know why Doge is trending. It's not having any kind of spectacular pump right now, but it's a little bit green. Looking at CROcoin, currently coming in at rank number 35 still, but clearly at 6 cents. And there is a great story here for CRO that we got to talk about. Morning, Tej. Good to see you, brother. Thanks for joining us in the chat, guys. CRO's doing well, and I do see some more upside for CRO, and I'm going to share that with you guys as well in this video, so stick around. Now, let's get into it, guys, because this is the title of the video. This is what I have to talk about. If you're curious about what's going to go on with your altcoins, if you're curious about what's going to go on with your CRO and Bitcoin, then you got to be aware of this. So Bitcoin's prices are rising again, according to Barron's. Yeah, that's a fact. A golden cross could keep the momentum going. This is a new article we're seeing. So what's the media's temperature? The golden cross could keep the momentum going. Now, a golden cross is historically a bullish signal for charts, whether it's on the S&P 500, whether it's on Bitcoin. What is a golden cross? A golden cross is a basic technical indicator that occurs in the market when a short-term moving average, the 50-day specifically moving average of an asset rises, not just Bitcoin, of any asset, rises above a long-term moving average, the 200-day moving average. So the 50-day moving average moving above the 200-day moving average. Well, what does that look like? It's these random lines in the middle of your graphs. If you guys aren't familiar with TA, if you're not really familiar with these charts, it's when these short-term moving average lines that are next to these candles break above the long-term moving average lines. That's a good look at it right here, as you can see on the right hand of the screen. Let's look at the history for Bitcoin really quick, and then we'll peek specifically at where we're at right now. So what I want you guys to notice is here's a moment back in 2019. This is in almost, let's call it May maybe of 2019, where Bitcoin had a golden cross. This is Bitcoin, guys. It had a golden cross. What happened? It absolutely exploded up. This was same time in history, right? We came out of a bear market, right? Here's your bear market. Coming out of the bear market. It rallies up before then, just like this, right? So is this the same moment? Well, guys, there's a lot of similarities here you got to be aware of. There are a lot of similarities going on right now. Looking at this chart, you see, a bottom, you see a pump up, you see a couple squigglies and a true breakout, right? We see a bottom, we see a pump. Is this that moment where we get a couple squigglies and a true breakout? Well, here's the story, guys. Look at the price here. This was from 22K. This is the approaching golden cross. We are currently at this golden cross or close to this golden cross right here. But look, we've already had this first little pump up. Now, could we get another second leg up? Well, we already had that actually. If you see here, squigglies here, this is what we had, 20, this is around 25 to 30K. And then all of a sudden, boom, we had another bust up to 35K. As you can see, once this thing slowed down and lost its momentum, what happened? We kind of trickled down over a painful, basically almost a year, almost a full year, June to June. Look, June to June, this June is higher than this June. So a golden cross forms, you get a bullish June, and then all of a sudden we're down in the following June. Now you had a pandemic that came, but I want you guys to remember, we've been talking about this a lot on the channel. We've been expecting one more capitulation event for crypto overall. Now, that can come after a massive rally. And if this golden cross signals anything true, okay, so we pumped up to 35K. Well, now can we cool off just like we did right here? Can we see, boom, now we're at 35K cool off right here? Absolutely. Can we continue to see momentum as this golden cross is still forming, maybe to 45K? Yes, exactly like we've talked about. We can see something like that, but then we don't need to keep going up. Golden cross doesn't mean this thing goes up forever. Just look at this golden cross right here. So everybody's freaking out about the golden cross right now, but that's not the only thing to consider, guys. You got to look at your time frames and you got to look at your key levels because right now we are testing 35K. We could certainly break above this. Today we are trying to make a swipe at it, and I think there's a good reason for it because right now, and we're going to talk about the FOMC meeting here in a second, that's what's everybody's mind. Everybody's worried about what the Fed's going to do with these Fed rate hikes. Guys, the coffee's kicking like a mule. I'll tell you though, everybody's curious right now about this golden cross and they're thinking it's extremely bullish. Everybody's also looking at the FOMC meeting that's coming up in just 2 short days and what the Fed's going to decide to do there. And so that's why I think we're testing this level. I would be surprised. I really would be surprised. I'm going to be honest with you guys. If Bitcoin broke 35K before the FOMC meeting, and when I say break it, I mean shatter it. I mean move away from it. Almost, break through it, break through the resistance entirely, get like a daily candle close above it. I'd be very surprised. After it, I'd be less surprised. Either way, it could happen. Again, I wouldn't be so shocked to see Bitcoin try 38K or 47K. Again, golden cross is coming, but remember guys, the golden cross is a lagging indicator, and here you go. I mean, look at it. Here it is right here. This is on the daily time frame. So that's coming out looking at, let's look at the monthly candle. Let's see what it shows us on the monthly candles. Do we have the moving averages on here? As you can see on here, monthly candles, it's just green. And so the golden cross isn't on the weeklies. It's just bullish on the weekly or on the monthlies. On the weeklies, it's still trying to get up there, and we don't have a golden cross on the weeklies. On the dailies, sure, we have like a little golden cross forming, but remember, guys, back in January of 2023 when Bitcoin went from 15,000 to 25,000, 30,000? Well, boom, there was a golden cross then. And what did we get? We got a bull rally, and then, it's okay. We came back down. We came back down to 25K after 30, and then we had now another golden cross forming. Now the FOMC is coming up. It is likely, guys, that the Fed is going to pause these rate hikes. But for Bitcoin to break above 35K before then would be a little bit surprising. At the very least, if Bitcoin breaks out before the FOMC meeting, then we would probably see it stop at about 38K, just on my speculation. That's what I'm thinking. Let me know if you guys have some other levels out there in the chat. But if we do reject this 35K level truly and break down below 33K, which has been a recent little floor for us, I expect to see 32K bounce, or more likely a $30,000 bounce. $30,000 is the most important level, I think, to turn into a support. Now that we've firmly broken out above it, we want to test this as support at some point. And I think that comes out, maybe it is a move where we go to the upside here for Bitcoin, go up to 38, 45K. This golden cross rally occurs. The FOMC meeting comes out soon. October's been a bullish month. And, we see another rally. Maybe, who knows? Maybe November goes up. FOMC meeting's good. The golden cross rally is good. Maybe even December's good. Or maybe we start to slip in December. But remember, guys, the traditional market is not doing so well. And so Bitcoin's doing well at a time where the S&P 500 is coming down, trying to get a good weekly green candle here for the S&P 500 today. But the trend has been pretty bearish there. They're also waiting on the FOMC meeting decision. If they choose to pause the rate hikes, then I think we'll get a little bit of a relief rally in the S&P 500 likely, because what is this FOMC all about? It's all about the Fed raising the interest rates. Why are we doing that? To fight inflation. Inflation in the U.S. is so bad. If you don't know that, then you just got to open your eyes and ears, guys. It's so bad. And the only tool that we have to battle it at this point is stopping printing money and continuing to raise the interest rates to cause enough pain in the economy to slow consumer spending so that the Fed can basically justify lowering rates again so that inflation, a fight is over. That's what we're waiting on, but we're not even close to the moment, really, in my mind, where the Fed is going to lower interest rate hikes. So any story where we're pausing it is a step in the right direction. The longer we pause it, the more that means that the Fed's job in having had raised the rates lately was successful, and then we can get closer to lowering them. And then I do expect, once we start lowering the interest rates, for the market to really start rallying. I'm surprised it's not starting its rally yet. That should be coming soon, in my opinion, for the S&P 500 because of the presidential election. But a lot of economists are worried about a recession too, so that's certainly on the table. But as for the FOMC meeting and what's coming up in the short term, I want to look at this, guys. So first off, in 2 days and 3 hours, this meeting is occurring, okay? If I can, I want to live stream this meeting for you guys. I haven't been able to do that yet. I just have meetings that popped up, but I'm going to try to live stream that for you guys. The November 1st meeting is going to be an important one for a couple reasons. One, we have a great rally going on for Bitcoin. We want to see continuing momentum, and if they raise the interest rates, then that could possibly ruin the momentum. Now, at a first glance, we've historically seen like this column be a rate hike pause, and this be a decision whether they're going to raise the rates. Well, now, if you look at this, the current is here, 525 to 550, 525 to 550. And now the lower would be 500 to 525. And that's right here. We don't see an increased target rate, okay? What does that mean? That means that people now, there's a 0% chance, according to this, because they're not even putting it on this CME tool, that there's going to be a rate hike. Let me say that again. According to this tool, there is a 0% chance that there is going to be a rate hike for the market. That's pretty bullish, guys. Going along with a Bitcoin golden cross, that is a pretty bullish scenario. That's going to be good for the S&P 500. It's certainly going to be good for Bitcoin as well, especially with the golden cross. Again, nothing's concrete. Anything can happen. As soon as everybody thinks one thing's going to happen for Bitcoin, the opposite could happen. So you got to keep that in mind. But there's a 98.2% chance that the Fed is just going to pause the rate hikes. Now there's a 1.8% chance that the Fed is going to lower the interest rates. That is really exciting to see. From a guy that just bought his first home, I just bought my first real estate investment property. It's my first home. I'm going to live in it for probably about 3 years, and then going ahead and rent it out to a tenant, do it all over again. My goal in the long term is to have like 5 real estate investment properties. My first real estate investment property, I'm just going to share it with you guys. I got a 7.1% interest rate, okay? Pretty high interest rate if you got something at 2 or 4%, but lower considering where we're at today. A lot of people are getting like 8% right now. And what's interesting too is just because the interest rates come down doesn't necessarily mean that the mortgage rates are going to come down. If the Fed starts to lower these interest rates and this 1.8% chance turns into a 98% chance, and we do start to see the Fed pivot and start to lower the interest rates because we've successfully beaten inflation here in the US, then there is a chance, that people are going to start thinking really bullish thoughts and the market might start to rally. But the housing market doesn't necessarily need to change in terms of its mortgage rates. The mortgage rates actually reflect the 10-year treasury instead of the actual interest rates. And so that's something to keep in mind. I feel pretty good having gotten my, house under my wings. I'm closing on the 13th. I'm going to refinance this thing when the rates do come down. Most economists are thinking it's coming down next year sometime. Some say early next year. I'm probably going to wait until, give myself a little Christmas gift, maybe refinance next year, or possibly even in 2 years and just kind of sit tight for now. But there's an interesting story playing out. Everything's in limbo right now. The S&P's down. The Fed's trying to decide what they're going to do with these interest rates. There's a 98% chance they're going to pause the rates. Now we're talking about the chance that they're going to lower the rates. There's some interesting stories coming out, guys, and there's a lot going on. And, I can't give you a fact of what is or is not going to happen, but I can give you all the tools to make your own decisions and kind of just understand the climate. And I think that's really what a good influencer should do is not tell you what's going to happen, is kind of what could happen on all sides of the coin. Bitcoin could go to 45K. Heck, right now, it could reject 35K and it could go down to 20K again, right? There's a variety of situations that can happen in there. I'm going to cover all of them, including some bullish stories like this. Standard Chartered owned crypto firm Zodia officially launches in Hong Kong. Hong Kong is kind of part of one China. China kind of retook over Hong Kong recently, quietly during COVID, during the pandemic. It took over Hong Kong again, and Standard Chartered Bank is a UK headquartered firm, which is very interesting. So previously, Britain used to actually have, ownership of Hong Kong. There was an agreement that went on for years. Recently, that seems to have shifted, and now looking at the policy for Hong Kong is a good way to look at what's going on for China as a whole. And right now, it looks like China is increasingly getting more crypto-friendly. We knew this was coming, though. It's official. Zodia has launched a new crypto exchange in Hong Kong, leading into a bull market. This is going to be good, guys. When the FOMO rallies come for crypto, you're going to want to see rallies happen, guys. You're going to want to see people new to the market come in with fresh money. That's what's going to help drive these prices up. So this is good. Bullish news in Hong Kong. Singapore also looking to add more plans for crypto pilots. In Japan, in Switzerland, in the UK, it's getting more and more attractive. Bitcoin's going up. We are coming up to a time where BlackRock's about to get their spot Bitcoin ETF approved. That way, when institutions want to get exposure to Bitcoin through the BlackRock spot Bitcoin ETF, what does BlackRock have to do in conjunction with that? They got to go and buy millions and billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin. These prices will get driven up, guys. Right now, very good to see that CRO coin is rallying. Talk about altcoins versus Bitcoin for a second. Well, here's the story of CRO. CRO's up above 6 cents right now, but CRO versus Bitcoin, still red, guys. Still red. BNB versus BTC, it's a little green on this day according to this, but look at the monthly candles, still way down. We'll look at the daily candles here. Boom. Sure, we had a couple green days for Binance versus BTC. It's trying to find a bottom right at this previous peak, which makes sense, but still, altcoins are struggling versus Bitcoin, guys. That's just how it goes. But in the meantime, you know what? Your altcoins are still going up a little bit as Bitcoin continues to break out. These things can continue to rally. Now, let's talk about the impacts of the Bitcoin price on like CRO and some of these other coins. But let's look at CRO specifically for a second, guys. So we've been looking at the price action here, and I've had this blue line drawn out of saying, hey, we need to break above this, and we need to get a confirmed candle above this line. Well, we did. We got a great confirmation above this. A weekly candle close above this blue line. Previously, where we rejected 1, 2, and now three times, we actually, on the third time's the charm, broke above it. Now, could we come back down to 5.3 cents? Absolutely. Or 5 cents? Absolutely. Is 4.5 or 3 cents on the table still? Only if Bitcoin goes back down to 20K, in my opinion. If Bitcoin breaks back down to 30K, I expect to see a 5.3 or 5 cent level for CRO. But these lower levels are increasingly every single day getting less and less likely unless Bitcoin has some crazy major correction, which is certainly possible. You have to acknowledge it. If you don't, you're doing yourself a disservice. But for CRO, we have a great story to tell, guys. We have a weekly candle close above this blue line, which is great, which means we get to see a potential move all the way up to 6.6 cents for CRO, which would be great. Another 10% upward momentum. Now, if we can break above that 6.6 cent level, and maybe that's Bitcoin breaking 38K, that's just a guess. Who knows exactly how it plays out? Then we can start to see a potential move above this line and another additional, just a fire squad up to 88.5% of fire squad of weekly green candle, green candle, green candle. We can start to get that, guys. That can happen. It would be excellent to see. Does it have to happen? No. Is it time for an altcoin rally? Well, not necessarily yet, but you do have to acknowledge this, guys. Bitcoin's been pumping. Altcoins haven't been pumping as much as Bitcoin. Eventually, when Bitcoin cools off is typically when we get an altcoin rally. And right now, Ethereum is falling versus Bitcoin, and Bitcoin's reaching, I think, like maybe not all-time highs, but Bitcoin is crushing Ethereum right now and every other altcoin seemingly. It is a matter of time before altcoins get a rally against Bitcoin. When big money flows into Bitcoin, think about it, guys. $150 billion flowed into Bitcoin in like a week. There is $1.5 billion currently invested in CRO. And so even if, 0.05% of the money that's in Bitcoin flowed in to CRO or into similar altcoins, that's meaningful money. That's millions and possibly billions of dollars that flows into these coins, guys, that can really send these things up and give it a move up to, let's say, the pre-FTX collapse level, 100% gain out of nowhere for CRO coin. These things are very possible, and people forget it. This has been such an interesting time to be a crypto influencer. It's been such an interesting journey to start this channel and create content every single day for you guys during a bear market when things are so boring. I mean, think about all the times if you're new to the channel, welcome, guys. I have not given up on providing 5 videos every single day with my partner on this channel, Black Sea, to keep you guys informed. But think of all the days that, look at the charts. Okay, all the way back to what? August of 2020. Let's just use August of 2022 as an example. Look at the price of CRO and what it's done. All right, here you go. August 2022, it's just come down. It's just come down. An entire year of downward action, right? An entire year of downward action. And then still, now we get a little bit of a rally, but it's just been pain. Did videos throughout this whole thing. Didn't give up. Dollar cost average through this. Accumulating bags. How hard is that? How hard is it as a viewer to pay attention to this market? As a consumer, as somebody who's buying crypto, how hard is it to pay attention and care when all these things are falling down? You make a purchase up here, and then a week later, it's way lower, and you're in the red, right? It's a very difficult time. But I believe that the people that are dollar cost averaging through these and sticking with it, whether you're a content creator, whether you are a dollar cost averager, whether you're a trader and you're just getting better and better and you're learning more every single day, those people are going to be the most successful. The people that stick with it and the people that keep the chin up, right? Keep moving forward. It's been a very interesting journey. Inevitably, altcoins will rally versus Bitcoin. Inevitably, Bitcoin will break all-time highs. Exactly how it all plays out, that's a mystery every single day. But that's the fun of it. That's the fun that crypto brings to us, guys. Be careful for this golden cross. This is a great news story, and it seems like everybody's talking about the golden cross. But you guys saw it. Let me show you one more time because I think you need to see this. You've got to see. Here was a golden cross. All right. But here's some other golden crosses, right? What happens? Golden cross, big rally, and then a big cool off. Golden cross, golden cross, golden cross, golden cross. So not every golden cross means, boom, you're going to break it. This golden cross was the most important golden cross. And so in these moments, there's a chance we explode up. But even if we explode up, look what happened. It came right back down, even lower than that level. So anything's possible, guys. So look, it's a good title for a YouTube video. It's a great video to do. But I'm not going to just be some crazy psycho bull every single moment, okay? I am a crazy psycho bull overall. I'm so bullish on crypto. My net worth is in Bitcoin and crypto. That's what it is. But I look at these moments, I look at the death cross for Bitcoin, and I analyze that in a non-biased way. I look at the golden cross for Bitcoin. I look at that in a non-biased way, as non-biased as I can be for a Bitcoin bull, right? But that's what you have to do. You have to step back, because if you're not, if you are biased, then you're one of those people. You are one of those people, inevitably, if you have a bias and you see this and you're like, no, it's a golden cross, it's definitely going up. If you're one of those people, then I'll show you what you're at risk of. I'm going to show you right now exactly what your risk is if you're one of those people. And I'll show you here. You're at risk of this. You see this? On October 23rd, $132 million worth of greedy bulls leverage trading Bitcoin. $132 million vanished from their wallets. They lost $132 million. Who are those people? I don't know. But you can see on Binance, on OKX, Bybit, Huobi, BitMEX, CoinEx, Bitfinex. See all the data here. You can see all the longs that were liquidated. What does that mean for you? That means you once had Bitcoin, you leverage traded it, you longed it, you thought Bitcoin was going to go up, and it didn't go up as much as you thought it was, and then all of a sudden your stop loss was hit in the loss, or you had a total liquidation where Bitcoin went below, you're well below your point of entry, and boom, you got liquidated because you used too much leverage, and now your Bitcoin's gone. That's what you don't want to be. That's why you want to stay by. That is why I chirp about it, guys. It's so important, because you do not want to lose your Bitcoin before a bull market, guys. You're going to be much happier in the long run if you shuffle it aside like acorns, like a squirrel in a tree, as opposed to, a big mob boss at a gambling table in casino, right? It's fun to be a big shot, right? It's fun to open up a good 50x leverage trade. I understand. It's fun, but it's extremely risky. It's extremely reckless at times too, Leverage, sure, 4x, 5x, 2x, 10x even, good stop losses, good discipline, good experience. Sure, you can make a lot of money. We got great links to leverage trading tools in the description down below. If you want to try it, you can, guys. There's links for you there. You can sign up for BitGet. You can sign up for FOMC. That's all there for you if you want to do it. It's extremely risky, though. Now, it's fun to dabble with, but unless you're a disciplined person, I highly don't recommend you do it. Maybe a couple $100 if you can afford it. Sure, it's fun, but it is gambling. It is gambling. It's placing bets. And you're kind of betting on yourself, and you can only tell yourself if that's a good bet. Do you have the willpower to take profit? Do you have the willpower to set your stop losses? Do you have the willpower to not put too much into that trade, right? And double down and triple down. That's only something you can say, guys. But don't get wrecked. Let's look at the chat, guys. Let's see what's going on. Yep, Cryogenic says he's probably going to read the chat at the end and make a Q&A. That's always what I do, guys. I do the Q&A at the chat. I appreciate it. Thanks, Tej. Let's see what's going on, guys. Wow, this chat's going wild today. Good morning, McLovin Crow. Good to have you. That's a new face. I haven't seen you. Welcome to the channel, my brother or sister. I don't know. We got mostly guys that watch the channel. I think we got 2% of the Crypto Report viewers are women. So, you know what? Welcome, y'all. McLovin Crow, though, looking about 12 cents soon. Yeah, I would love to see a 12-cent Crow soon. I think it's very possible. Would you say, asking McLovin Crow, saying, would you say that we are scarily similar to Jan 4th of 2021? Look, McLovin, I'm the guy that believes that there's one more capitulation event coming. And yeah, I think there's going to be one more murderous reckoning that's going to happen for altcoins, for Bitcoin. But that doesn't mean that we have to be lower than current prices necessarily. That means maybe we go higher and come back down to where we're at. It's just going to be painful. In the moment, it's painful, right? When Bitcoin dropped, when Bitcoin pumped from 15 to 30K, that was spectacular. And 30K is a much better spot to be than 15K. But when Bitcoin crashed from 30K to 25K, people were so upset. People were thinking about quitting crypto. It's the dumbest thing. People get so caught up in the short term that they forget about where we were a month or two ago. We are higher than we were previously. And so, yes, there's going to be these painful moments and I talk about them, but they're short-lived, right? They're weeks, they're months at a time. And then we move on and then a bull market comes inevitably. So, I look back at the past and I see events where people got wrecked. January 4, 2021. Yes, we came down. I'm pretty sure I'm not even looking at the chart. We came down. I know the chart, it's just by memory at this point, essentially. Azula says Sol is killing it this year, 250% year to date. Yes, Solana is killing it. That community is incredible. I know Ben Armstrong, previously BitBoy Crypto, said Solana's dead. Now he's calling himself the Sultan of Sol. It's funny, guys. It's funny. Some people hate him. Some people love him. I just chuckle every single step of the way. Very entertaining, I'll tell you that. Tragic at times. Jeez. But I'll tell you, Solana is very impressive. The community is very strong for Solana right now. This token's absolutely flying. And I think that Solana has a strong chance of making 10, 20, 30, maybe even 50 or 100x gains in this next bull market. Maybe not 100x. 100x is brutal. How do I come to conclusions like that? Well, it's pretty simple, guys. Really, you got to do two things. One, first, here's a secret. Look at Bitcoin. What's the market cap for Bitcoin? $690 billion. I believe Bitcoin's going to have a $10 trillion market cap in the future. I think it's going to flip gold. Gold's, at 11 or 12 trillion. So I think you could have a $15 trillion market cap for Bitcoin in the future. So then the question is, what's a reasonable market cap for these top 10 coins? Well, Solana is currently number 7, currently at a $14 billion market cap. A 10x is $140 billion. 100x is a $1.4 trillion market cap for Bitcoin, or for Solana, which would be extremely unlikely. Could we see a couple $100 billion? Yeah, I mean, we could potentially see that. If you look at the previous bull market, actually, it's a good question. Let's look at the peak market cap for Solana in the previous bull market. It got up to an $80 billion market cap. So could we see a 10x from previous all-time highs? Could we see a $750 billion market cap for Solana? Maybe. That's pretty difficult. Again, that's going to be, looking at Bitcoin would have to be at like 15 trillion. And then maybe these top 10 coins could get that high. But these are some of the things I think about, guys. You've got to look at market cap. A lot of newcomers to the space, they just look at the price. And I'm going to tell you right now, and this is going to hurt. You might not like me for saying this, but if you are just looking at price, I never say things like this, guys, but I'm going to be rude to you for a second, okay? If you're just looking at price and you're looking at the cheapest token out there and you're buying because this one's only a couple pennies versus this one that's several dollars or several $100s, if you're just looking at price and you're not looking at market cap, then I'm sorry, but you are being very, very stupid. Don't be stupid, guys. I love you. Be smart. Look at market cap too. You have to look at the grand scheme of things. You have to submit to the fact that nothing happens unless Bitcoin moves. You got to acknowledge the market cap for Bitcoin. And for anybody out there that thinks that Solana is going to go to $2,000 tomorrow, that's impossible because Bitcoin is not in a rally and Solana is not going to flip the market cap of Bitcoin. And so you use Bitcoin mostly. The one thing that I love about the fact that we have Bitcoin as this leading, asset of the crypto market caps is you look at that market cap and you can start to do math equations based off that. Now, things fluctuate. All of a sudden, something comes from the bottom 100 rank in crypto, moves to the top 10. Its market cap is drastically going to change. It's going to have a different percentage allocation versus Bitcoin at that point. But we track these things, and you have to track these things. And if you're not tracking these things, you're not being smart. You're not being smart at all. But I know you guys are smarter than that. But I know there's somebody out there that's just looking at the price. And so I need to share that with you because you can't just look at price, guys. That is not the way to do it. Do not do that. It's a bad idea. A lot of people are excited about institutions. Tej Singh says 14 months ago till 2025. And institutions can FOMO as well. He says, you're absolutely right. Is Bitcoin epic rally on horizon? Many analysts predict 48K surge by mid-November. It's possible. Crypto Burger, great question. Yeah, we could get a surge to 48K. I wouldn't be surprised to see that at all. But then I think there's one more reckoning that happens after that. So just be aware of it. I think there's one more rip the Band-Aid off move before Bitcoin hits its epic rally. This is the teaser rally, in my opinion. It's the big tease rally. It's going to be great. You're going to make some money. We've made some money. Maybe it stops right here. Maybe it goes a little further. But I think there's one more ouch before true, meme coin, altcoin, Bitcoin mania, right? And then I think it'll come. Let's see what else is going on. Seeing a bullish pendant forming. Yeah, things are looking pretty bullish right now for Bitcoin. It's crazy. Absolutely looking good. Everybody's looking at 12 cents. Look at January 4th of 2021 for CRO. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. I'm going to look at it for you, my brother. Let's look at January 4th of 2021. Let's go back here. So I'm just going to go over to CoinMarketCap. I have my other charts here, but let's just look back. All-time charts. January 4th of 2021. Boom, boom, boom. Ooh, okay. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, it's 2021 of 2021. I see you. I know what you're saying. Yeah, and so this is interesting. Look, here's what I want to say about this. It's an interesting spot to look at. So here you go, January 2021. We had basically a breakout, right? This is kind of where we were coming out of a bear market, I believe. Now let me double check this. So let's go. So let's look at August of 2020. Okay, Bitcoin or CRO coins up. Let's look at August of 2020 for Bitcoin real quick. I gotta refresh my memory on Bitcoin. August of 2020. June, July, August. Okay, so look at August of 2020. Here's what I want to. Now you're talking about CRO in January of 2021. In order to understand that, let's look back at August of 2020 for Bitcoin. What happened? We came out of a bear market, and this was the final moments. These were the final moments of CRO. This was the final moments, of Bitcoin's bear market. And we really came out. We broke past previous all-time highs just like 3 months later, okay? And so what do you get? You get rallies. You get moves up. So let's go back over to CRO. And this is Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin starts to rally right in that moment. And now we look at CRO, and what do we see? What do we see? You see, here you go. It's that same moment. What happens? CRO coin rallied along with Bitcoin, guys. This is the moment. You're talking about, January 2021? That's not the right spot to be looking right now, brother. What you're supposed to be looking at is right here, because this is where we're at in the cycle. This is where we're at right here. And so what I really believe that we're seeing, I'm just going to disagree with you. I'm going to call them as I see them, is we're here. We are not here yet. We are here. Okay. And what's the story? It's a great story. But remember, what did I say? I believe we're going to get wrecked again. I just walked you guys through it. Here you go. This is that moment where Bitcoin goes up. It's that same moment right now. Look at when Bitcoin broke out to all-time highs. This was it. Bitcoin was at all-time highs right around here. It was moving up to all-time highs. What happens? CRO coin came down and Bitcoin was up. Very interesting, right? And then what happened? Bitcoin went up even further after a little fresh retracement, and it kept going up. And then what happened? CRO coin rallied again. We had one more retracement, and then a full-fledged bull market came for CRO. So there's going to be a lot of volatility. But remember, at the bottom here, it was at 3 cents, and the bottom here, it's at 6 cents. So it's still 100% up. There's going to be some volatilities, guys. To your point, though, looking at January of 2021, yeah, we had a little rally. But don't look at the dates, guys. Don't look at the dates. Look at the timing versus Bitcoin more so, in my opinion. I could be wrong. Maybe you're right. Maybe this is the way to look at it, but everybody has the right to their own opinion. I want to take you guys through. I believe this is more so the time, back in 2020 when the bull market started. That's why I want to go back to Bitcoin. This is when Bitcoin was heating up, right? So did CRO. But then it cooled off. And then it heated up again. And then we got into a full-fledged bull market. And it went up to 25 cents. And then the bull market took a dip. And then we went up again to test the second peak. And then CRO coin went up to 78K. It could be a while, guys, before we see 25 cents again. But when we do get there, all of a sudden, in just a matter of weeks, you're going to see CRO explode. And then we're probably going to break $1, shatter $1. Who knows? $2 to $5 CRO. Altcoins, track Bitcoin. You have to acknowledge Bitcoin in order to understand the moves of these altcoins, in my opinion. I hope that helped you out. I thought that was important to look at. I understand you're looking at January 4th of 2021, but I don't think that the timing lines up there, because you really got to look back at Bitcoin in order to understand what's going on with CRO. CRO is meaningless without Bitcoin, truly, because is a crypto exchange valuable if people don't want to buy Bitcoin? No. The hardcore truth is crypto.com is worthless if Bitcoin didn't exist, because the whole purpose of crypto.com is to allow people to have a place to buy, sell, trade cryptos. What's the biggest crypto? Bitcoin. So what do we need to look at? We need to look at Bitcoin. We need to look at Bitcoin. McLovin Crow says we need a large capitulation event to scare Bitcoin holders again. Yes, I do agree. So we are on the same page about something here. But in the meantime, it is great to see Crow at 6 cents. It really is great to see. Tonic is slowly marching up. Yep, the crypto.com, the Kronos, DeFi coins are starting to have their rallies. Altcoins will pump when Bitcoin moves up, when Crowcoin moves up. Tectonic, VVS Finance, those coins will move up. We'll start doing more videos on those. But frankly, right now, I'm not even encouraging anybody to buy those because I think the move is to focus in on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and a larger cap, mid to large cap coins like Crow and Binance and some other tokens. I mean, I'm not a financial advisor. You got to do your own research, guys. But that's kind of where my head's at right now. And yeah, I mean, if you buy Tonic right now, and if you're holding Tonic, is that a good investment for the future? Yeah, I mean, if Kronos keeps going up, those coins are going to 100x easier than Crow. Likely, because why? Again, it goes back to not the price, but the market cap. It goes to the market. Why do I get bullish on those coins? Not because it's 0.000008 for the price, because the market cap is a couple $1 million, right? And so when $1 billion gets injected, boom, it's a 10x, right? And who's to say $1 billion gets injected to a coin like Tonic or Crow? Who knows? But, if Kronos gets to a $100 billion market cap, then those things become possible, guys. And so these are the ways that I think, and I want to share it with you guys. I want to let you guys into my crazy brain over here to get an idea of of where my mind's sitting as we're getting into a bull market. It's tough, guys. It's tough. Everybody's waiting for the moment. Like, everybody's just waiting for these moments. And the truth is we have stretches of time, just 1 or 2, 3 months at a time where things are good. And then we have cooling off periods. We've been in a nice rally for Bitcoin recently. Bitcoin's been killing it, guys. Absolutely crushing it. Right now, it's at $34,600. It's absolutely killing it. And actually, if you look at Bitcoin right now, it's trying to break 35K, but it's still struggling. And the reason is because we've had such a hot time here. It's been an incredible rally. Maybe it's time to cool off. Maybe we continue to break out. Maybe we get to 38K. Maybe the Golden Cross keeps this momentum going, guys. Maybe it doesn't. But don't be emotional. Cut your emotions out of the equation. Go to bed sleeping easy at night. Cook yourself a nice meal, kick back, relax, and enjoy the ride, guys, okay? Enjoy the ride. You know what? Don't forget. Have some fun. Have some fun, guys. It's a fun journey. If you survive through this bear market, which wasn't so fun, you will look back when Bitcoin's at 60K and you'll say, this was fun. This was fun to be a part of this bear market. It's not fun while you're in it, but it's fun retroactively. You go back and you look at the past and you say, wow, it was so fun that I did 5 YouTube videos a day during the bear market, and then the reward came, or I dollar cost average through the bear market, and then the reward came. These are the things that we're really in crypto for, because the dedication, the passion to something, anytime, that pays off, it's the most satisfying thing that you can experience in life. Time invested in something, money invested in something, and then when that reward comes finally one day, that's the moment when it's really worth it, guys. Very exciting. Anyway, that's all I got for you today, guys. I'm Crypto Kip. This is a Crypto Report. Don't forget to smash up the like button, folks. If you like this content, leave us a comment in the chat down below. The comment section is one of the most important things we can interact with you guys in, and it helps the channel. Helps me also know what you guys are looking for when it comes to content. I tried some video angles the other day. Seemed like people didn't really like that, so I nipped that in the butt right away. But we're going to try some things out, guys. We want to experiment here. We want to make sure we're giving you guys the best content, the best quality content to every single day, guys. That's all I got, though. I'm Crypto Kip. This is a Crypto Report. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you next time, folks. Peace.